Welcome back to WagerTalk.com. NFL Sunday action. We've got the Washington Redskins at the Minnesota Vikings. Brian, Monday Night Football, the Washington Redskins go into Dallas, not only cover, they pull the upset in overtime. Colt McCoy gets his first start as a Washington Redskin, plays, well enough. I mean, first half he had a bad pick in the game, but after that, he did what he needed to do, and they were able to upset a Dallas team that everybody was ready to chat. They were as soon as they jumped on the bandwagon, they did a Dallas Cowboy normal flat game as a favorite.
And on videos last week, I jumped on the bandwagon and took the over, and it's the first game that went under.
Well, yeah, to what was it, 20 out of the first 24 NFL primetime games. We'll talk more about that in the Monday night video this week. But yeah, and me and you and our friend Chris, we always do Monday Night Football. We always go to a different bar around town. We like to support all of the local establishments. Yes. And our buddy Brian was in rare form. If you follow me on Twitter at Marco in Vegas, you might have seen a photo I sent out of our boy in action on Monday Night Football, taking a shot from a very sexy barmaid. Nice job, sir.
Well, better
doing a little Jaeger.
From you on videos.
I have to. Did Renee like that picture I sent out?
Yeah, she did actually.
Okay, really? Oh, cool. All right.
She's like me. Anything, need free drinks. Come on now.
Oh, all right. Okay. Brian, how bad of a spot, though, is this for the Redskins coming off the Monday night game?
Yeah, it's a bad spot. I do want to point out how well the two ex-Cleveland Browns quarterbacks played in this game. I still don't believe that Tony Romo should have came back in that game. If Whedon comes back, we may have had a different outcome. Yeah, it's a tough situation for them. That's a huge rivalry, as we know. Gil Alexander, one of our colleagues, is a huge fan of the
I got a Redskins text from him with a bunch of exclamation points.
Well, I pointed out, I says it's great that you guys finally got a good quarterback.
Yeah,
he's a big RG3 fan. But yeah, it was a great game. But now they got to come back on a short week and play a Minnesota team. But Minnesota went to overtime last week, so that kind of benefits Washington a little bit also.
A little bit, but I've always felt, and this is something that actually we're going to have to get one of our buddies with the databases to run this number, but I think teams that play on the road on Monday night and then come back and have to play on the road again the following week are at an even bigger disadvantage, because you've got to factor in travel situations, both from coming home from the game that you played on Monday and then having to travel a day, the day early to go to the site that you're playing. And one of the games that comes to mind to me that was from this year, and the team responded horribly, but they were playing probably the best team in football right now, is when San Francisco went to Denver after they played on the Monday night. They played back-to-back road games Monday night and then played Denver on Sunday. It happened to be a Sunday night game, and just got absolutely drilled.
I think it's becoming common now for teams, when you're traveling and you're playing like back-to-back on the West Coast or whatever, or on the East Coast, that you're going to stay there. There's a rumor this week that Philadelphia did not go back to Philadelphia after playing last week in Arizona, and they're playing Houston this week. So there's a rumor that they were staying in that area. I'm probably not interested in the game, so I haven't really looked into it. But you see more and more of that now.
Yeah, that's something actually San Francisco started way back in the day with DeBartolo and them, and they would stay in the East Coast. They would go somewhere in Youngstown a lot of times, a place that you're familiar with.
Yeah, there's a lot of gambling in Youngstown.
Yeah.
If you ever watch The Casino, that's the group that they cover.
Looking at this one, though, I look at Minnesota, and I like what's going on with Minnesota. Of all the quarterbacks that were taken this year, Teddy Bridgewater's stock kind of fell, after playing on a Louisville team that was excellent, and he had how many good years there, but everybody always questioned the schedule at Louisville. What I've seen of him in the NFL so far, his first start, he just pounds Atlanta, throws for over 300 yards. Now, we know Atlanta's got some serious problems this year, but last week they were leading Tampa the entire game. Tampa took their first lead of the game with under 2 minutes to play in the game. And Bridgewater didn't panic, took a team playing on the road. Now, granted, it was against Tampa. Well, you know, we'll preface it with that. But still, for a rookie to lead your team for a game-tying field goal with under 2 minutes to play, and he showed no, you know, had calm, cool, composure, took the team right down the field. They went into overtime. I was impressed with that as far as Bridgewater goes.
Yeah, not only what he did offensively on that, but the time management. Many times you'll find people panic when they're a young quarterback, and there's a game that people were spiking the ball, but didn't need to spike the ball, that kind of thing this week. So that was pretty impressive.
All right, well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to go with Minnesota here. I just think it's a bad spot for Washington. I think Minnesota gets the job done at home, and I think the Minnesota defense is actually playing good football. They've held their last 3 opponents to 17 points or less, and I think the combination of Minnesota heading in the right direction, Washington coming off that big high, and let's face it, they had a perfect game plan for the Cowboys, and that was a big win. I see a flat spot out of Washington going to Minnesota this week, so I'll go ahead and lay the 2.5 with Minnesota to get the cover here. And guys, we told you in an earlier video, I'll bounce it to you one more time. If you want to get $10 off any single package this weekend, you can use the coupon one time. Just put in video 10. That's video 10 at checkout, and it'll take $10 off your order, courtesy of wagertalk.com. That's it for this video. We're going to be back. We're going to break down another NFL game up next here on wagertalk.com.